should not be singing. Right. Okay. I know where I left off. Last what? Last stream. Yeah. Okay. So I got to do a few things today. Obviously, I like to do this. I'll do the dynamic stuff later. Yeah, so let me get the audio working first, then, because I don't really know how it works, all the dynamic loading stuff. But I did find this tutorial on the documentation page. I'm yet to find the documentation itself. User info. Okay. So far what I know is I need this a soundlib.h. Yeah, that's all I know pretty much at this point. Let me just go through this example. Let me get can I link was X11 link library ALSA. And then include ALSA -a sound lib.h. Okay, at least it exists. It includes a lot of other stuff. What? Global input. Let me go back. PCM. What's this do? It's not a good start. Oh, it's not send. Send. Okay. I'd like some documentation because I don't know what's happening here. Okay, driver documentation. Interface for playback configures it to stereo. Interleaved conventional read-write access. This delivers chunk of data, random data to it, and exits. Okay, that sounds like a good start. Famous mailing list. No. What is OSS? Mini how? Oh my god, gone. Come on, one of these could work. Why did it say old ALSA? This, I do think it's the old one. Alright, let's go back to the main page. Home page. Control interface, primitive. PCM. I did see that somewhere. Yeah, I did see it right here. Application programmers should use the library API rather than the kernel API. The library offers 100% of the functionality, but adds major improvements in usability, making the application code simpler and better broken. Okay. Primitive control interface. I think I saw this too. Okay, let me see what this is. Whoa, why am I seeing voltage? Pulse code modulation, we are understanding it as general digital audio processing with volume samples generated in continuous time periods. The quality of audio depends on time, voltage, resolution. Is that I mean, I don't think so. But what happens if I do? Oh, yeah, I don't think so. Okay, handshake between application and library. ALSA PCM. What is PCM? Pulse code modulation. But why do I playback handle? PCM stream playback. Ah, it's trying to open the audio device. I don't want it to open the audio device. Oh, maybe it needs to. I'm not sure. State. Whoa. State. Open. After device is in the state. Am I looking at the right example? Minimum playback program. Well, maybe I should read this first. Okay, zoom this in. Whoa. Let us review basic design of an audio interface. Application developer, you don't need to worry about this level of operation. It's all taking care of the device driver. Yeah, but do you need to understand what is going on at a conceptual level if you want to write efficient and flexible software? I do. An audio interface is a device that allows a computer to receive and to send audio data from / to the outside world. Okay. Inside the computer, audio data is represented as stream of bits, just like any other kind of data. However, the audio interface may send and receive audio as either an analog signal or as a digital signal. Okay. I guess we only care about the second one. In either case, a set of bits that the computer uses to represent a particular sound will need to be transformed before it is delivered to the outside world. And likewise, the external signal received by the interface will need to be transformed. Before it is useful to the computer. These two transformations are that of the audio interface. Within the audio interface, an area referred to as the hardware buffer. Yep, as an audio signal arrives from the outside world, the interface converts it to a stream of bits usable by a computer and stores it in the part hardware buffer used to send data to the computer. When it has collected enough data in the hardware buffer, the interface interrupts the computer till that it has data ready for it. A similar process happens in reverse when data is being sent from the computer to the outside world. Computer tell that there is space in the hardware buffer, and the computer proceeds to store data there. Okay, like a mic, I guess. Alright. The interface later converts these bits into whatever form is needed to deliver it to the outside world and delivers it. It's important to understand that the interface uses this buffer as a circular buffer. Yep. When it gets to the end of the buffer, it continues by wrapping around to the start. For this process to work correctly, there are a number of variables that need to be configured. What format should the interface use when converting between bitstream used by the computer and the signal used in the outside world? What format should the interface use? Okay. At what rate should samples be moved between the interface and the computer? How much data should be there before the device interrupts the computer? How big should the hardware buffer be? Do we have to worry about this? Seems a bit unnecessary. Anyway, the first two questions are fundamental in governing the quality of the audio data. Okay, the format and the rate. The second two questions affect the latency. Okay. The latency is not the concern right now. Data arriving at the audio interface, we don't care about that, do we? Input latency. Data being delivered by the computer. We only care about the output. What a typical audio application does. Open the device, set the parameters. All not done. Play the audio. Okay. Deliver audio data to the device. Seems easy enough when you put it like that. Okay. Guess that means open. Playback handle. I'll check that in a bit. Send PCM params malloc. Params any. What if we just allocated and then pass it? Send PCM. Is it HW hardware? And what is SND? Param set access. Read write interleaved. Maybe we just can do right. Cannot set access type. Set format. 16 LA. Isn't that means 16-bit? I can check that. Okay, this is the frequency. I think it's at 48 kilohertz in the video. Somewhere. Yeah, I think it was 48. Don't really know what it is, but sample rate. Yeah. Set channels. Playback handle, params, and some number. I guess this is just setting the params. Not sure. PCM. Okay, yeah. No longer need params. Why even allocate it? Doesn't make any sense. Ah, because you want to be able to write to it. Yeah, still. That doesn't make much sense. CM prepare playback handle. Okay, here we go. And then you can just is that the amount of the data you can write at any point? Minimal capture program, interrupt driven program, full duplex program. Because the program will not be actually directly, but instead with the device driver, two distinct sets of parameters. Hardware parameters. These are the parameters that directly affect the hardware of the audio interface. Sample rate. Controls rate which either that is done. If the interface has analog IO or fully digital interface in the interfaces, controls speed of the clock used to move digital audio data to from the outside world. Some interfaces, other device specific configuration. Okay, don't need to worry about that. Sample format. This controls the sample format used to transfer data from the interface. May or may not correspond to format. I don't know what that means then. Number of channels. I guess 2 is what we need. left and a right, because it's stereo. What I want to know is actually when it did write the data. Hang on. Frame. Okay, this is what I wanted to know. The sample is a single value that describes the amplitude of the audio at a single point in time on a single channel. When we talk about working with digital audio, you want to talk about the data that represents all channels at a single point in time. This is a collection of samples, one per channel, and is generally called a frame. When we talk about the passage of time in terms of frames, it's roughly equivalent to what people, when they measure in terms of samples, but it's more accurate. More importantly, when we're talking about data, represent all the channels at a point in time. It's only the unit that makes sense. Okay, so it's sample is 1 unit of data per channel. Unit of data per channel. It's like a single bit? No. Yeah, I don't know. Data without data layout arrangement where the samples of each channel be played at the same time follow each other sequentially, non-interleaved. Does it need to be interleaved? I don't know. Maybe it does, because we have 2 channels. I mean, if it's simpler, I can just leave it as non. Whoa, did we not just read this? Oh, that was terminology. How large the hardware buffer is can be specified in units of time or frames. Okay. When you want this data transfer to begin. I don't know what Xfron is. Or you might want to forget about all of this. I don't know. Anywho, can try first one, playback. There's a lot of things I'm not sure of. Let's give it a go. Alright, we need to open the device first. Opens a PCM. PCMP. Wanted stream. Open mode. What's the name again? Identifier of the PCM handle. I don't know what that is. Why do I even need to know that? Is it just any name? Wanted stream. Stream playback. Not sure what that is. Open mode. Non-blocking. Is that a simple? They do. It's anything like X11. Set the hardware and software parameters in a simple way. Okay, yeah. I can use the simple. Transfer size parameters. Seems like you'd need the PCM handle for it. Okay. Yeah, this is for after. Ah, is this? Okay. C and PCM open. Need a send PCMT. Goals. No. C dot send PCM. I don't know if I can even do that. Oh, I keep writing send. Okay, perfect. And then I can do PCM. What else do I need? Geez, these guys again. Turned PCM handle name. I don't know, I'll just call it test. Send PCM stream. What is that? What did he send? Alright, let's try that. But it's just an int. And then 0. I can do the error handling later. Okay. Hardware params. Where's the simple one? Set the hardware parameters in a simple way. Is that what he uses too? No. I guess I can use this one. Okay. Needs PCM. Actually, I can do optional pointer. What is this type again? Pointer to a pointer. I can zoom in a bit more. It's quite small. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. But okay. What else do I need? Format. What was the format? Required PCM format. Guess is that? I don't know what that is, but 16 LEBE. Is there like a default? What's the difference between this and that? Oh, it's ALSA PCM format. I put this to format. Excuse me. Hey, Vossi. Good, how are you doing? Formats present. The send PCM format type. 24-bit linear samples uses 34-bit physical space. Low 3 bytes, blah 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 blah. Decent. Okay. Yes. Trying to grow forearm size. Why are you trying to grow your fogger? You want bigger forearms. Do you have to like work on them specifically? Don't they just grow when you, I don't know, do pull-ups or something? Usable bits. I'll just use what he used for now. And what do I need? Format, access. Okay. Never trained my forearms, so I have no idea. Well, I've had small forearms, I think. Set access. Alright, I'll set it to that. Well, here. I don't know how to show forearm. I don't know how you can tell the size. Or maybe like it's weird. Never flexed my forearm. I need channels. Okay, we know that. Oops. Need two. Right. I think we know this too. Is 48,000. And the last two things I'm not sure. Soft resample. Can I just put some default? Okay. Have you been seeing like growth in your forearm? Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't measure stuff either. Hey, I mean, if it's getting stronger, well, I don't know if that means growing in size as well. I think it often does. Yeah, I don't know what the last two values are. Soft resample. Allow resampling. I just put it as 0 for now. Yeah, I think the first few weeks that is the case, right? Required latency. Does he set latency here? Oh, nice. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, to do those things, you don't need to have bigger forearms. You can just do the thing. You'll get bigger forearms when you do like bouldering or like calisthenics. Yeah, it's usually better, I would say. Because you can start working on your calisthenics straight away. And yeah, your forearms will grow too. Now the question is, what's the difference here? Latency and rate. Examples, okay. Oh, this is pretty good. PCM, where's the set parameters? Okay, seems better. U16. Yeah, I think it's a good idea. Calisthenics looks like fun. I haven't done it. I used to do some CrossFit long time ago. And they had like some elements of calisthenics. Not really, but sort of. Half a second. Read write interleaved. U8. What's the one for? Oh, it's a single channel. Would you say UE today? Say on average about 2,500. 2,000 to 2,500. It's mostly around closer to 2,500, I'd say. Delete, and then what's that one again? Okay, that's the channel. This, I don't know what the software. I'll leave it as 1, 2. Then half a second of latency. 550. That was 500. What is latency again? Not sure. I read it somewhere. I can't remember. I think it was here. Yeah, I'm working on getting leaner. I weigh 105 kilos. And yeah, I'm working on getting leaner. I think last year I went from 90 to 107. Well, some of it was intentional, some wasn't. Mainly so that, what's the word? I could like squat more. My strength improved quite a bit when I gained the weight. So now I'm trying to get a bit leaner because it's a lot harder to be like 105. I mean, yeah, because I play like badminton and stuff. Oh, yeah, I'm quite slower than I was. I think I'd like to be around 100. On between 95 and 100, I'd say. Oh yeah, badminton's a lot of fun. Alright, I'll leave the latency as is for now. What do we need to do next? Handle, buffer. Okay. It's just random data. You're trying to like gain weight, like bulk? I'm guessing yes, because you want bigger forearms. 15 times 1024. I guess Casey does 2 seconds of data. What are you testing? Keyboard? Oh no, I didn't. I think I did read it. But I read it here on the monitor. Yeah, I'll handle this later too. Okay, I think that's it. I should be able to write the buffer. Find progressive overload to be quite difficult depending on what it is. I think initially it was not that bad. I used to do 5 sets of 5. When I started squatting for strength, that was maybe 2 years ago. The first 6 months to a year, I was able to like progress quite fast, but now it's like quite difficult. So what I do is I try to work up to a weight like slower. I couldn't, what I mean is I could jump 5 kilos in progression, but it's gotten much harder now. It's more like 1.25 at the moment, or yeah, and it takes like months. Yeah, to yeah, it gets harder after a while, which is understandable because the weight's getting heavier too. And plus, I don't do 5 sets of 5 anymore. It's more, I do 5 sets of 3 because it's too heavy. I don't want to do 5. Yeah, it's usually a good idea to start easy. Yeah, I think that's fine. You will get stronger. I think it's fine. But I would say if you do want to do calisthenics, I would say just start with that. Your forearms will get bigger because it's a lot of body weight stuff. So your forearms will be under much higher load. That's what I think. Okay, so I can just write Why 16? Excuse me. Okay, I mean, then it's fair enough. I'd say even then, doing calisthenics might get you bigger forearms than just doing the forearm stuff. But at the same time, I think when you go to the gym, just do what you enjoy to do. You tend to do it for longer that way. And I think that matters more than anything else. It doesn't matter. I think for 7.5 kilos, up to you. Like, I mean, gym or not at the gym, it doesn't matter. Wherever. What I meant to say was, I mean, try it. You could try every day and then see if it's better or worse. I think forearms recover quite quickly, so you could train them daily. I don't know if you listen to, what's his name? I think the best guy is Dr. I don't know, what's his name? Mike Israel? Yeah. I think his stuff like is pretty clear. And he says exactly what you need to do. You can watch some of his forearm stuff. I think he does talk about it. It's really good. Yeah, it's like on the point. I like it. Okay, let me write this. Okay, I feel like I'm doing arm wrestler kind of routine. Yeah, they do have big forearms. Buffer is 16 times 1024. But I have two channels. Does it matter? Okay, I'll just make it an array. 1024. Oh no, I can just make move this down here. Other way around. Equals. No. Or I just make it all one. Always forget how to do that. Score equals C and PCM right I. PCM buffer. I think the size of okay, and I think just run it before. I'll just run it in the beginning. I think it was. How do you do that? Okay, here. Score U16 1 and 24. Does it need to be pointer? At pointer cost. Session PCM failed. Send PCM. My guess is I've missed something. Jeez, that's quite a lot. 180. That's wild. What's the edit again? Unknown PCM test. In a vehicle. ALSA. Oh, I missed the device. What's the device? Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Defaults. Okay. Okay, that's good. Sample format not available for playback. Invalid argument. Sample set params. I can say what he said. Yeah. PCM format S16. I don't know what that is. Feel like I should keep my headphones off. Seen too many videos online. Okay. Fuck, jeez. Hey, that's pretty good. At least something works. Kinda shocked me a little bit. Nice. I can see there's some audio. It's a bit scary. Oh, that's the audio that I'm playing. That's what all ones sound like. Well, I guess zero will sound. What does he play? Oh, he reads from a file. I'll try the same. I don't want to put it to random. I don't. How do you know if it's working? I need a file. That wasn't too bad. What happens if I change it to 0? Oh, hang on. I can put any value here. Oof. Should probably put the headphone voice down. Let's put 2. Oh, okay. Same sound. Is it because there's no different? Jeez. Okay, it's a bit louder. Yeah, I knew I was expecting it, but still catches you off guard. So now if I make this bigger, 2048, will it run for longer? Okay, it does. Oh, interesting. Is it too loud? I hope not. Call it the sound buffer. Okay, sorry. I should make it a bit quieter. I mean, I won't play it anymore. What did I need to do? Get the audio library. Oh, yes. So what I need... So, can it be part of the global back buffer? I don't see why not. Well, that is Windows stuff, so I'll leave it as sound buffer. So 2 seconds of audio. So it's 48,000 hertz times 2 times 2 million. Is it? I don't know. I don't know yet. So this filter 10 optional piece pointer C send PCM type. Ten. Okay. I mean, I don't need this right anyways. The pointer send PCT. Yeah. Interesting. I'd like to know that actually. Advanced frames. Fuck. I don't need that yet. And any. I'll mute it. Just for a sec. So it writes. Okay, I can unmute myself now. So it writes those many frames. What was the frame again? Sample is a single value that describes the amplitude of the audio signal at a single point in time on a single channel. We often talk about data that represents all channels at a single point in time. This is a collection of samples once per channel and is generally called frame. Collection of samples, one per channel. 2048. That's the exact size of the buffer. I don't know yet. See. And I think I saw it in the example. If it fails, you can try it. Yeah, I'll do it later. Okay, now to load the library dynamically. Yeah, this I'm still not sure. And also this one. 2 seconds of audio. Because that's, if I understand, it's like it's a ring buffer. They also mention it somewhere here. Ring. circular. Oh yeah, here, circular buffer. Okay, let me try to get this library dynamically. Or can I just ignore this for now? Maybe. Let me at least try. Get dynamic. What is this? Dynamic library. C library. Maybe they have a C example. CBI, the many examples. dlib. What's dlib? Not sure. Let me ask Cloud. And say, how can I open the ALSA lib dynamically? Hmm. Sounds like a pain in the ass. I mean, it does make sense. I did see Casey do it too. Because you gotta define the methods. Well, you include it here, import it here anyways. Oh, you don't use it, I guess. No, it still doesn't make sense. ALSA lib init. What does it take and allocate? Doesn't even use the allocator. Weird. Yeah. Alright, I'll leave it as a to do. I'll do it later. Or should I just do it now? Yeah, okay, I'll do it now. ALSA is struct lib. What's the type again? Dynlib. Okay. And I need to define the methods. Need maybe. Now I'll just put it as ALSA for now. Then PCM. Optional pointer to C dot. What else does it need? Guess that's it. I don't know if that even works. Guess I need function init. Then can I specify the library that has the function? Can I just use that? And if it's not resolved, turn. I don't know. Considering leaving it as a to-do for now. Somehow load the library. And I can set the parameters. No, sure. Take dynamic library linking. See. Cross-platform example. Load game DLL. Dynamic library. DLL part. Get DLL part. Timestamp. Oh, interesting. Check out. How do I know what's the name of the library? Oh, maybe I can just check. City. Check out. There's no lib. Oh, cause it's, I think if I'm not wrong. Okay, I think for now, it's fine. It's not something I want to do. I'll leave it as is for now. I don't know how to do it. Because it's linked at build time. That means the build won't succeed. Okay, never mind. I'll think about it later. So for now, what I need to figure out is this. Allocating 2 seconds of audio. What is, okay, let me close this. Don't need that. Might need this. Don't need that. That open. Excuse me. Right, might go back a little bit.
Buffer desk. Oh, that's why. Because I've that's not the right thing. I meant wave format. There we go. Again, static typing catches a lot of bugs for you. We have to pass the window handle here. And then, oops, that is not what I wanted to do. We don't have an H file for that yet. Then I want to go double check. Let's see, what is that went through to init direct D sound. I want to pass the samples per second, which we said for now will be 48,000. And the buffer size, which I guess will also be, let's see, that times the size of an int 16 times.
Okay. Times 2 for the channel size, I guess.
So we'll just.
Okay, got it. Can I just do it here? 48,000 times size of U16 times 2. How is that 2 seconds of data though? Oh, unless the 2 is for seconds.
We'll just ask for that now. We'll kind of deal with how we want to do audio startup farther in the future when we actually know what's going on. But there we go. We'll actually try the init. And before our time is up, we can at least run it and see if we crash a horrible death. See if any of these calls actually work, and so we'll kind of know what kind of shape we're in for tomorrow. Well, we got the library. That was good. We got a handle direct sound create. It looks like we actually got the direct sound create as well. The cooperative mode was set properly. We succeeded in creating the primary buffer. Well, I should have put something in here so we could actually see if that succeeded. Unfortunately, we may be out of register now, so I don't even know. We'll fill this out and that one. All right, so the only thing I'm going to do just before we run out of time completely, we only have about 3 minutes left, so I'm just going to print out a diagnostic directly to the debug just to see if these actually worked. So output debug string A, primary buffer format was set, and then here...
Speaking of which, I think I can do that too. Sound buffer size is 48,000 times 16 times 2. And that there, and I can handle some of these errors. Oh yeah, then param set failed. PCM. Just in case if I need returns an int. Zero on success, otherwise a negative error code. Less than 0. 10 PCM. Okay, and then do log rf. Maybe I can just see how we did it. I think you can get it with from standard error. Sorry, that's print. SND that. Well, I'll just return null. I don't need all this malarkey. And then I can do same here. Set PCM params. Param set. Okay, otherwise just return PCM. Can it just be that? I'll leave it as this. Then in my main, oh no, I need one more method. Right to takes PCM, which is C pointer. Always forget how to write. Excuse me. And I'll just log the error. Yeah, yes. Yeah, I'll just leave it there. See, import has no. Okay. Stir. Okay, there's one more. Okay, still builds. I'll think about writing later. wonder why I did 0 to 16. Again, not sure. Buffer going to be. No, leave it. To do use buffer to right. Oh dear. Okay, at least we got some audio working, I guess. I mean, there's a lot of to-dos. I guess it's fine. I just want to finish up the last bit.
Some problems. Basically, what I'm going to go ahead and do then is I'm going to print out what the error code is just so we can see it. And then again, like I said, we'll kind of know what shape we're in. I'm sure we just have a couple things set wrong. There was a lot of stuff we had to fill out. So as you can imagine, there's a lot of accidental things we probably set wrong. Maybe some of you even caught them on the stream. And in which case it'll be easier for us to debug later. But basically, if you didn't, it's okay. We will be debugging it tomorrow, and I think we will have plenty of time to make that work. So I'm just going to pull this out here so we can actually excuse me, see what those error messages are. Again, so that way it will maybe give us a little bit of a hint as to what we did wrong among the myriad of things we might have done. Yeah, so that fails. So basically looking at that, oops, that's no good. Looking at that error code, what is that error code? The error code is invalid arg, one or more arguments are invalid. All right, great. That's awfully specific. That doesn't really help us at all. How much you want to bet the next one is the same? And it is. So basically all we know is we filled out something in the structures incorrectly. That's about all we get. And we're not going to have a lot more to go on now. Hopefully it's just something real simple. So, you know, again, like I said, it's been a long time since I've done this. I will go like double check my own code. It's probably just something really simple. So we should have no problem getting sound up and running tomorrow. That's the good news, because this is basically all the work there was. Once we get this loading properly, then you can go ahead and use the lock command.
See PCM here as well. Pulse code modulation, wave format, channel samples per second. I need to see what he sets this as well. Bytes per second, bits per sample, 16. Yeah, it's the same. I don't know what that is. Okay, more or less looking the same, more or less. At least the ALSA API was much easier than X11 compared to Win32. Oh, anyway, find out when it actually works.
The sound buffer and sound will play, and that's most of it right there. Again, not a great API, it is true, but the thing I want to keep emphasizing is, man, you know, it's that many lines of code. You know, a lot of people, they always say it's so complicated and why would you write it yourself? But at the same time, it's like, man, how long does it take to just write that function? I mean, that is just not that long. We'll have it debugged and running by tomorrow. You know, I don't know, if I wasn't explaining things on the stream, for example, how much a time investment is that? 30 minutes? An hour? You got to debug it the first time maybe, so maybe figure even a day, but then you've got it forever. You never have to use 8,000 different libraries and all that sort of stuff. So it's just, you know, I just want people to understand, I guess, and I try to keep hammering home, while it's always fine to use engines and libraries and you should do whatever makes you the most efficient when you're programming, I also think that people need to be more realistic about actually how little work there is in doing some of these things. You don't really need to be that afraid of writing your own platform code. It's a couple of weeks of work per platform a lot of times. It's really just not that big a deal, and once you do it once, you're in a very good position to maintain that going forwards. You know, sometimes they'll come along and they'll do something like Windows 8 that really screws you up, but a lot of times it's fine and you can just keep on rolling. And nobody plays games on Windows 8 anyway, so you don't even have to care when stuff like that happens a lot of times, so that's a benefit as well. So anyway, that is it for Handmade Hero today. We are going to do some Q&A now. That is all the code that we will have time to get in there. But I think it went pretty well. There wasn't a lot of a confusion there. And actually, we had very few errors in the actual call. So I think we'll be able to debug them really quickly tomorrow. So be sure to join us again. Tomorrow is going to be, since today was Tuesday, tomorrow is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. are basically the Thanksgiving holiday here in the United States. So we're going to be streaming at 11 a.m. For the next 3 days. So it's going to be a morning stream. So hopefully some people in some other time zones can catch up using our holiday hours. They can actually come to the live stream, which, you know, if this was airing in the middle of the night where you are, you.
Right. Okay. But I do agree. I think the part where he mentions a bit too loud now. Don't like it. Alright, yeah. Part where he mentions using external, like writing sound, and like even using X11. Before I started, I looked up how to open a window in Linux, basically. One of the first ones that I read, or like some article or something, or someone who did it too, he mentions like not to use X11 because it's the same idea. It's complicated and it's buggy, and that's why I went with STL3 on the first day. But for some reason, it didn't feel the same as what Casey did with Win32 API. That's why I tried GTK after. And then I realized GTK is just written on top of X11. And to be honest, I find X11 a lot easier than GTK. And it's like not a lot of code. It's what, maybe 50 lines of code. It's not fully complete. I haven't linked it to the window manager. But that would be what, another 10-20 lines of code? I think that's been the biggest takeaway for me so far. It's not that difficult to link with system libraries directly and just set it up yourself. Because this is what, 200 lines of code. It's like nothing. And this does audio and the window. So yeah, I'm pretty happy so far that I decided to do Handmade Hero. It's pretty awesome. It's really not that complicated. If I can do it, I think anyone can. Because I'm trying to learn Zig and figure things out in Linux. Never used these APIs before. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I think I like this style of programming quite a lot. Feels like programming anyways. Alright, I guess that's it. Why is my chat jumping? Yep, I'm gonna call it a day. Hope you have a good weekend, and I shall see you back here for day 8 tomorrow. I'm looking forward to playing some sound. Have a good weekend and a good day. I shall see you